So, as long as there's powder in this little thing, and that starts charring, then the same temperature will ignite coal. And then the extra powder becomes tinder, and it feeds the coal. So, with char, let's see. I know this is going to work, but you make char just by taking cotton and putting it in a can or something, putting it on the fire with very little oxygen. So it burns without oxygen, so it just becomes black. Then with that, if you have a pair of eyeglasses or a magnifying glass or flint and steel, you can light the char. And that char then gets to be glowing coal, and then you can blow that into flame. All right, so, and there are different ways to do that too. Like
the flint and steel?
Flint and steel, like this is just an old blade. So you see this? You can see the sparks coming off of there? Now, I don't know if this will work here, but if I put some char down, and I just see that little bit, that's ready made the char ignite.
That's awesome.
All right, just almost immediately. The char burns real quick, so I can blow that into flame. So it's a fun thing to do. Like, I mean, now rubbing two sticks together, or banging two stones together. I mean, how does that work? It's a piece of flint. This is pyrite. Pyrite is a form of iron. The reason steel works is that iron, if it's not rusted, which happens immediately upon hitting the air, it burns at room temperature. Pure iron ignites at room temperature. So when you're hitting flint against steel, what you're doing is you're opening a little tiny bit of iron off of the steel. The steel is iron and coke combined. And you're making just enough of that spark so that the iron is hitting the air for the first time. And when the iron hits the air for the first time, all it needs is the air temperature, and it'll catch fire. Now, this pyrite is not good for making sparks because it's too flaky. But another form of pyrite works really well with making fire. You can make sparks and that'll catch. So actually, other ways you can make fire. Common substitute for flint and steel. I don't know if you can see the sparks off of this.
I see something.
Okay, this is an old file. This is broken, and this is a piece of a toilet bowl. All it does is it scrapes off enough of the steel so that you get a spark. Like I said, you get a very small spark. But if I put this near the char cloth, that would light.
I was thinking, could you use some sort of like a mirror rig?
We tried that. We did. You need to focus because reflecting is not enough. You need to focus the heat up until, with the char cloth, about 300 degrees. Right?
Yeah. So it's a good idea on paper, but in practice, different story?
It needs to focus. So if you have different sources, different mirrors aimed at the same place, yes. With
Okay.
one mirror you can't do it. Because if you could, then you could just make the sun.
Yeah.
All right. Now I just need to know what time it is again because at 11:30 we're gonna, okay.
It's 11:32.
Okay, so I'm gonna send. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send somebody back to the announce. We're doing our edible plant walk now. It's gonna be starting. So I guess what I need to do is I need to go over there. You guys could play with the. See if you get yourself some cold. So we go over and tell them the announcement.